Have you ever wondered what it would have been like if Rocky Balboa went up against Jake LaMotta, aka the Raging Bull? Well, Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro had been thinking about it, and in 2013 we got Grudge Match, a movie where we actually get to see these two duking it out. I saw this movie in a drive-in theater in Sacramento, and what a great night. This movie is so damn good that I hate that no one brings it up. But you know why no one talks about it? Because it's not literally Rocky versus Raging Bull, since there was no way that could actually happen. This was before movie crossovers became a trend. But that's not the reason why. It's because Raging Bull takes place in the 40s. By the 50s, Jake LaMotta was completely out of shape and too old to box. So he was in his prime during the 40s, whereas Rocky Balboa became a champ around the late 70s. So we couldn't exactly pair them up if they were from different times. But both actors were still interested in giving the fans what they wanted, but in order to make it make sense, they had to give them different identities. That kind of bites, but we got it. We got both actors. They may not be in their prime, but trust me, they damn well outdid themselves with this one. Stallone's character is not called Rocky, he's instead known as Henry Razor Sharp. And De Niro's character is called Billy the Kid McDonough. And in the beginning of the movie, we're shown how these two became rivals. Razor lost the first fight, they got a rematch, and this time he won the match. But before the Kid could get his rematch, Razor quit boxing. I love that we actually get to see like young versions of Stallone and De Niro in their first and second fights against each other. This is around the time that AI face filters weren't invented or perfected yet, so it's a little noticeable that they were using young stunt doubles with their faces like edited to look like young Stallone and De Niro, and that part was badass. That's actually what I was hoping to see when I saw the trailer to this movie, and they delivered with it. But it's just such a damn shame that Stallone's character here isn't Rocky Balboa. I know everyone knows who Rocky Balboa is, so I'm not gonna bother explaining his character. But for those who don't know or haven't seen the movie Raging Bull, you gotta watch it. It came out in 1980, it's a film by Martin Scorsese, and like always, he includes his friends like De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Frank Vincent. If you like seeing Joe Pesci lose his shit and take it out on Frank Vincent, this movie's got you covered. But as good as the movie Raging Bull is, people argue like 90% of the time. I mean, after all, it is a Scorsese film. But I think after this movie, someone must have told him to take it easy with all the focus on characters arguing. Makes you wonder if this was mostly what Scorsese experienced during his childhood. But regardless of that, the movie is entertaining from start to finish, and the boxing scenes aren't even the main focus. I don't really want to explain everything about it, but what I will mention is the reason why people wanted to see the Raging Bull versus Rocky. Because no one was capable of dropping Jake in the ring. His most famous moment was when he let Sugar Ray Robinson land as many shots on him just to prove that he won't go down no matter what. He was going to be robbed of his victory in that match, so this was a clever way to show the world that the fight was fixed and his opponent is nowhere near a challenge to him. They can give him the loss, but no one can knock him out.
You never got me down, right?
That is why we wanted to see if Rocky is capable of knocking him out. And if you're wondering who's voting for the Raging Bull, who's on his side, I'd say no one, except for diehard fans of De Niro. Because there's no easy way to say this, but Jake LaMotta was a fucked up degenerate. He was also interested in women that were in their teens. Yeah, that alone is like, how are you the main character? But you know what I think they should have done for a Grudge match? Change De Niro's character like they did in the movie, but not Stallone's character. He should have remained as Rocky Balboa, and all they had to do was say that somewhere around Rocky 3, when he was taking on a bunch of different boxers, that at one point he faced off against the Kid. And remember that he announced that he'd be quitting professional boxing? Well, there you go. That's exactly what happened in Grudge match, and that's exactly what happened in Rocky 3, which got the attention of Clubber Lang. But since the main focus there was with Clubber Lang getting a shot against Rocky, then it makes sense to forget about his rematch with the Kid, and they can bring it up now. As simple as that. Well, at least now, as in 2013. The audience would have understood that the Kid did not need to be mentioned until now, because he wasn't the main antagonist of Rocky 3, and he wasn't trying to get that rematch until they met wearing those mocap suits as middle-aged men. Man, this movie's just too good. It can't be a solo flick when it involves Stallone boxing again. He literally acts exactly like he does as Rocky. Same goes for De Niro as the Kid. He acts exactly like Jake LaMotta. Well, slightly toned down on his raging outbursts. I mean, after all, we can't have him continue to creep and beat on women. Which is why I say it's okay to change his character, but not Stallone's. I wish it was a part of the friggin' Rocky franchise. I mean, the sheer dedication from these two actors, they outdid themselves. You can see how De Niro went from looking frail and cubby at the start to the bull he once was just for this one fight. Stallone has always been in shape, but dude, that doesn't mean he didn't push himself. Exercising and eating right is no easy task. It takes a good amount of discipline to stay in shape, especially at their age. In 2013, Stallone was 67 and De Niro was 70. So I don't know how no one talks about this movie when these two actors alone did an outstanding job committing to those roles. The supporting characters were also fantastic as well. Kim Basinger portrays Sally, Razor's ex-girl. I'm glad to see her in this film. Alan Arkin portrays Razor's trainer called Lightning. He is fantastic, man. This dude is hilarious. Almost every scene he's in had me laughing.
Raze, give me my quarter back. Why would you be so cheap? I haven't got any money. Give me my damn quarter. Okay, fine.
He's honestly like the best part of this movie. No bullshit. He's another reason why I wish that this was a Rocky film, so that he could have continued to appear in the Creed films. Unfortunately, he passed away in June 29 of 2023, but he will always be remembered. John Bernthal is in this movie as well, and he portrays BJ, Billy's kid. There's some drama between these characters as well, since Billy wasn't around for BJ's life, so you get conflicts here and there. But my god, does this guy kick ass when it comes to fucking acting, dude. He nails every role he's given. Kevin Hart is in this movie as well, and I'm sure they didn't even hand him a script because Kevin Hart acts like Kevin Hart. But in this movie, like, that didn't really bother me because he's the kind of person they needed for that particular supporting character. And who could do a better job portraying a Kevin Hart than Kevin Hart? Plus, some of his scenes were legitimately funny.
I'm making it, baby! I left my keys in the house, god damn it.
This one always gets me because it happens. It happens to me all the time. So, even though this is not the Rocky versus the Raging Bull, it's like it is. Like, it is them. They carried a lot of similarities from those roles as well. Jake LaMotta owned like his own club where he'd occasionally do stand-up, and in Grudge Match, the Kid also does stand-up at what I think is his own club. Razor works at a factory like Rocky did, and by the looks of it, they didn't change anything besides their names and the people they hang out with. Which also kind of bites because it would have been great to see like Joe Pesci as one of the allies for the Kid, or Carl Weathers, Burt Young. Either way, this is a fantastic movie. You gotta check it out for yourself if you haven't. And if you ask me, I'm including this as part of the Rocky franchise. That's just Rocky Balboa right there, man, and you fucking know it. Even at the very end of the credits, they mentioned Rocky and Raging Bull. Like, what? I don't think this needed to be mentioned, but it's here. Crazy, right? That's it for the video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see exclusive videos, then check out my Patreon. I post at least a couple new vids there per week, along with updates and comic panels from some of my new comics that I've been working on. But also, you get to see your name at the end of each video here as my thanks for your contribution. Anyways, I'll see you around, and remember to have an awesome day.